Well, I'm gonna Richard from at Arizona Game Fair 2020. I'm here with Laura of DBL Feature. She is an artist of kind of pop culture and RPG related pop culture stuff. This stuff is, I'm going to say, very cute, very cool looking. I love the palette. I love the kind of, how did you get started being,
So I studied graphic design for my undergrad and didn't really know if I was going to go into like corporate design or anything like that. But I always knew that I wanted to have my own line of merchandise after I went to Dragon Con, which hopefully y'all have been. It's so good.
I've seen many videos. I've not been to Dragon Con. I have been to Gen Con. Have you been to Gen Con?
I haven't been to Gen Con. I don't want to go.
You need to go to Gen Con. Gen Con is crazy.
I've heard it's like Dragon Con, but like even more tabletop and like even bigger and better and all that stuff.
Yeah, they've got Live Dungeon and all this other stuff, but they have great artist alley. Yeah. So they have a great, very focused.
Hopefully I'll get in.
Yeah, like the great Larry Elmore I got to meet one time. It was like pretty crazy.
So awesome.
Yeah.
So like I knew that I wanted to pursue like artist alleys and vendor halls after going to Dragon Con. And so after I graduated, I just kind of started working on a portfolio to apply to conventions and just slowly built it up. Started with enamel pins because I like to collect like the Pokemon, TCG, booster boxes, I guess, that came with the pins in them.
Nice.
So started with enamel pins and then expanded into like apparel and stationery and all that stuff.
Yeah, so that's fantastic. That's a great story. I love people that like are self-motivated and bring their style to our very stately hobby.
Yeah.
The let's be honest, especially I'm an RPG guy. You look at any RPG book, it's a manual.
Yeah.
There's some books that are gorgeous, but there's also the 1976 Dungeons and Dragons book that looked like a couple of columns of text, and there's some drawings by a third grader. Not that those aren't fun, but
let's expand.
Let's be more inclusive.
Yeah.
Let's bring it in.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of your designs here. So let's. Enamel pins. So what was the kind of next expansion? The next.
So I did a couple lines of. Do is through Kickstarter, and so that's like how I'm able to fund all of this merchandise, like building a community through Kickstarter.
Let me see it.
And yeah, just went into apparel, and I print all the apparel local.
Oh, great.
I'm from Alabama, actually.
Okay, well that's welcome to Arizona.
Yes, first time.
It's probably a little nicer right now, but it's not too much nicer.
I've been to Vegas in like the middle of summer, so I could imagine it's similar here.
It's a little hotter than Vegas here, so it's but it's like winter in the north.
Yeah.
You're going from the car to the house to the car, right, in the summertime, right? Unless there's sprinklers or overhead shade, you don't want to stand in the sun. So, but this is a classic kind of player sentiment that I think is rendered very well here. This is like the next.
Know quite a few of them.
Yeah, they're very numerous.
Yes, and so I had to do like a murder hobo line for them.
Yeah.
And
is 2 and flip and
Good as well.
there you go. So that's very cool. And it's got your lovely like minimalist but kind of cute style die on
And I
D20
think
on
that
here.
like with my graphic design background, it really does push me to have like more of a simple style, which in a lot of like fantasy art you don't see that. It's very like hyper real fantasy.
Hyper real or it's hyper real or it's hyper kind of stylized in a very specific genre, right? But I've seen some newer indie games. You might talk about indie RPGs is kind of where you're going to see a lot more colorful things and simplified art that looks really beautifully. It's got enough for when the evil DM decides that you need to just go through here, and it's just enough information that you don't need much more than this. There's a lot of games, a lot of indie and OSR games that this is more than enough.
Oh yeah.
To not just play 5e, but play other kinds of
for
games.
sure.
And that's a beautiful, like, especially for a con game, like. All right, here's how to make your character. Here's a bunch of. I got like just a pile of character sheets in the middle.
Yeah.
Beautiful, well designed.
So I did like a bunch of notepads with that one, some notebooks, some like the pouches on that Kickstarter. But yeah, it's interesting because like coming from a graphic design background, like I would have imagined myself to go into like a print piece first, but then I was just so drawn to like the animal pins that I ended up taking.
Effectively, but it's got the dogs playing Dungeons and Dragons effectively, and then you've got like a little attachment. But you can pretty much get, if you get just put your character sheet in there, you could pretty much that's your go bag for 5th edition.
You can put some dice in there, and then.
Handle designer, so I like the grids.
Yes.
I work on grids, so it's kind of Cartesian coordinates.
Love the grid.
So you moved into this kind of print area. In this town.
Yes, I love the mix. Actually, no, I hate the mix.
Right? Yeah. No. It's a love-hate relationship. Love-hate relationship. Gee, thanks Dungeon Master for bringing something silly, but
the
also
first mimic I encountered, that really gave me some trust issues.
Yeah.
There.
Well, that's kind of the problem with most classical Dungeons and Dragons. There's some trust issues there, but that's why we say the Dungeon Master is also a player. Everybody's a player. Where Dungeon Master is a fan of the players. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be rooting. I'm going to say you're supposed to be rooting for your players. Just
unless
FYI.
you flip the coin to evil D.
That's very cool. You've got a bag holding here.
Bag of holding. Kickstarter last year, which had my first line of drinkware. So it had shot glasses, wine glasses, pint glasses, which I do have those here, but they might not show very well.
Right, yeah, glass on camera is a little
too much
tricky.
glare. But the koozie was in that line, and so it also features like my little dice guy, and then just drinking.
Very nice, and a Dungeon Master black. Your Dungeon Master who's going to give a double feature, right? So not just one ride, but two.
Yeah.
And you got the stickers and the buttons.
Stickers and buttons, like. Stickers.
Right.
So, and then stickers are like good to go on cars, water bottles, all that stuff. So.
Very, very cool. So you can kind of make your own if you get on a budget. Without adding to your collection of stuff, right?
Right.
I know a lot of people in Dungeons & Dragons, I included, have a large library of things. But sometimes it's good to have customizations.
Yeah.
You can really make that 5th edition handbook your own by putting a sticker for double feature on it. So.
For sure.
Very good. So, is there anything else that we kind of didn't cover that you would like to maybe talk about?
Really just like, I use Kickstarter a lot, so if anyone out there likes to back Kickstarters, definitely check me out. You can just look up DBL Feature, and I'll show up. And then if you're into like animals or dice, then I'm like the store for you. I got you covered.
Yeah, very nice.
So, and cats with dice will be coming this year.
Okay.
I only have dogs right now with dice.
All right.
But cats are coming. I'm just allergic, so I had to put them off.
But you're not allergic to your own drawings, so
Right.
you'll get there and hopefully. So, well, very good. This is some beautiful. You don't often come across this kind of range of things in the RPG kind of milieu. Really appreciate your coming, being a vendor here at Arizona Game Fair. Oh, we have a code. So if you're watching this late,
should I do it?
Well, we can just say what it is, right? It's
yes, so it is a code to use on my website. If you're not here, or even if you are here and you would rather shop online, you can save 10% with that code. And then, just check me out.
So, very cool. Really appreciate. And we'll put the code in the doobly-doo down below.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, this is good.
It's been fun. Thanks.
Thank you.